of sporting and cultural connections between the competing nations, fiercely fought on the field, a carnival in the crowd. Casey Palmer and Roman Burrell all scored their first international goals in that game. Burrell, German under-21 international, who's been given the all-clear for his first appearance for the Super Eagles. Benjamin Frederick does far, 2 wins and a draw. Both these nations hoping for potential, but Steve McLaren will lead his team into World Cup qualifying action a week today in their next fixture in road stoppage time from the spot in that dramatic semi-final against Trinidad and Tobago. Let's see how both of these teams rise to the occasion. And what an occasion it has been in the build-up. The fans playing their part. Now it's down to the players to try and provide further entertainment, as they have done through a part to play in the centre of the certainly, and an otherwise fairly youthful side. Felix Akou on debut. But a little kicked out by Chukwueze. It's a nice ball, wasn't it, for Moses Simon, the 8th most capped player in Nigeria. Simon again, to try and link with Chukwueze. Did well to reach there. Almost went beyond. Resuming that partnership that they forged to great effect against Ghana. It is indeed that plays it forward here, looking for Cyril Dessers. Pumps it on towards Simon, who scores! Didn't take long. Nigeria in front in the final, thanks to their skipper Moses Simon. He's the most capped player in this starting lineup for Nigeria, and he scores for Nigeria for the 10th time in his distinguished international. Came from halfway. It was close to offside, wasn't it, against Cyril Dessers, who delivered dangerously, and Simon was just first to react, really, reaching it ahead of Lembakisa and applying the finishing touch, having done so right into the corner. William Davis, Chukwueze. So Jamaica will take their turn to attack instead with Ronaldo Cephas. Really dangerous ball in, Davis arriving and touched in by Kaheem Dixon. 1-1. Final, he was the main threat again here down the left. Strong surge and a really dangerous ball in. It was just in front of Burrell, but Dixon beyond him was able to apply the finishing touch. Sliding in to try and stop him, the Nigerian defence were just unable to do so. Frank Onyeka was the closest. They have actually taken a little touch off here, but it's Dick. And this is why. He had long since gone when the contact came with Cyril Dessers. And that's something of a... This is Simon, scorer of their opening goal, trying to create something for them here. Plenty up there, but it should be the goalkeeper's ball, and it is. Good take by Shakan Davis. And it's been a really bright start on the field from both. And Lembakisa, that was risky. Very little time for Davis. And he found Cyril Dessers almost on top of him straight away. Former Ghana manager, of course, they were winners earlier in the third place playoff. Here's Dessers for Nigeria with a side of goal, and then does get the shot away. The goalkeeper can't hold it, but is able to grab it at the second attempt. First at King. It's what followed after releasing the ball that Onyeka was unhappy about. This angle might The ball now running out of play, he's going to get the opportunity to receive some treatment. With Richard King up against him. He's continuing the conversation with Cyril Dessers. Instead, with Cephas has covered good ground here. Burrell calling for it, Dixon was as well, but he was stopped by Felix Agu. Cross didn't come this time from Cephas. And Karagucu in Turkey. Scored 8 goals for them in the Turkey's second tier this season, in suffering actually a second successive relegation. But there is a card on the touchline. It's for Chukwueze. He tussles with Palmer and then goes down. Referee again is reaching for his cup. You can really have too many complaints with that one. Casey Palmer with Chukwueze on the... It was a nasty one, wasn't it, looking at that? And then there was a bit of afters exchange between the two of them. That's what the referee's now been talking to Casey Palmer about, and having just picked up that yellow card, he has to be very careful here. Chukwueze furious. Away as far as Dessers, and that will be the half-time whistle. So there's nothing to separate them at the interval. And it has been acrimonious on occasion. It's been feisty, certainly. In this Unity Cup final. Nigeria in the white to get the game underway again. More important, the goalkeeper, given the lack of international experience in the back four in front of him. Agu on debut here, Simon. Certainly not short of experience, still scrapping for it. Comes for Chukwueze. He's outnumbered but gets his shot. Brilliantly taken by Samuel Chukwueze. And Nigeria in front in the final. Well, he's been at the heart of most of their attacking play so far, and now he is one of the more senior players available to Eric Schell. And he's led by example here. He had an awful lot to do when taking the pass from Tella, outnumbered. And Ode across the keeper and into the far corner. And the Super Eagles ahead again. It's only his second international goal in the last 18 months or so. He did score against Rwanda in defeat in African nations qualifying in the... Has caused all sorts of problems throughout this competition, but he was stopped by Frederick decisively. And it's all going on again as they wait for the corner to come in. Right now. The referee has got his card out here. The goal is going to go into the book, I think, after this lengthy lecture. Take his place up top. And Malik Mothersell is on for the debut as well, in place of Kaheem Dixon, scorer of the Jamaican goal. There he is, Mothersell on debut. Croydon-born. Good by King. Here's Cephas. They've made the run for him. Forward Ronaldo Cephas. He's able to deliver the cross, and they've levelled it again. It's Russell. It's 2-2. Real resilience from the Reggae boys. They will not give this one up. And they're back on turn for the second time in the final. John Cephas. He's the one that made it. Another dangerous delivery. Just asking. Under pressure this time. It will be a Nigerian corner taken quickly by Dessers. Felix Agu. Chukwueze. Very brilliantly done. Here's Dessers just over the top. He's had a couple of glimpses of goal already since he came on. That was well worked in the build-up from the Super Eagles. Chukwueze looks full of tricks, doesn't it? He might have wanted. Simon in support. And Lecky was calling for it, but it's still with Moses Simon. Too deep for Chukwueze. Okudare just behind him as well. They'll come back with Ashmaila. Another teasing ball in again. The header was always just too high. He's starting to provide the service, isn't he, from right back? Sadiq Ismaila. Further change ends here. Like change at left back. Bruno Onyemaki, who won the domestic double in Greece with Olympiacos, having joined in January, is on in his place. He must have hoped when he scored that lovely goal to put them 2-1 in front to re-establish their lead that Kadari was his target. Brentford Ndidi! Not quite. Would have been with a decision to make here. There were two of them that got back to him. The yellow card is out for Mason Holgate. Booking was for the earlier one, actually. Holgate on Arakadare. Will take a penalty for Warner Brown. Couldn't quite make anything of that. And with the 3 additional minutes played, there goes the whistle. They can't be separated. And it will take a penalty shootout to do so. And to determine who will lift the Unity Cup at the end of this, we're still no nearer knowing. Twice Nigeria got scored from the spot in the semi in stoppage time to win it for Jamaica, to get the better of Trinidad and Tobago. That was his first international goal. He's going to take the opening penalty here up against Stanley Wabali in that Nigerian goal. And he scores emphatically again. It's a really good penalty. No mistake from Kidam. He is, hasn't he? And Tony watching on. So first up for Nigeria here will be their substitute Kelechi Iheanacho. Hasn't been on too long. Iheanacho also scores. Went the same way. Again, the goalkeeper went the other way. Sent forward by Steve McLaren to take their second penalty. Isaac Hayden also scores. This time the goalkeeper went the other way, but dived out of the way. And it's 2-1 Jamaica. Step up to take the next one. Must have thought when he put his team in front 10 minutes into the game that it might have been a much more straightforward evening than it's developed into. There was a little bit of pressure on his penalty. And Simon scores. Good penalties. Morrison to take. Only recently recalled to the international setup this week at short notice by Steve McLaren. He's the next to take on Wabali. Morrison from the spots also scores into the corner. Okudare next up. Wonderful season he's had in front of goal in Belgium with Genk. Scored 21 times in their top flight. He's over the next one. And also scores in off the post this time. Well, again, nobody leaving much margin. Dwayne Atkinson. Now he was the title winner with Cavalier in that penalty shootout last week. And for just his 4th cap today, taking their 4th penalty. And he's hit the bar. The first to miss from the spot. Dwayne Atkinson can't convert for Jamaica, and that could be so costly. Nigeria, if they can from this one, Onyemaechi does so emphatically, and they're one kick away. thumped in from the fullback for 4-3 Nigeria on penalties. Spoke this week about the great honour of being afforded that captain's armband. Can he keep them in contention in the penalty shootout? And Bell does score with a measure of composure. A precise penalty he didn't do. Unless this doesn't go in, Christantos Uche on his international debut is the one who places down the potentially decisive penalty. Pressure on his shoulders certainly. Mr. Win it. Uche does score, and Nigeria win the Unity Cup. On debut he scores from the spot to settle the shootout. And the Super Eagles have done it. They've done it the hard way, but they have the trophy. Still, there's never been any other name on the Unity Cup. 21 years since it was last staged in England's capital. They've kept hold of it. They've needed the penalty shootout to do so. 5 successful kicks from 5. Ultimately, Dwayne Atkinson was the only one who couldn't convert. And Jamaica finally are beaten in a final when they never knew that they were beaten, when they twice came